evening, Omaha, and welcome to BBTV. Tonight is Wednesday, March 4th, 2015. I'm Chaley.
And I'm Lily. For those of you tuning into us for the first time, we are members of the 8th grade broadcasting program at Buffett Magnet Middle School.
Every day, our class puts on a news program for the entire student body to watch called BBTV. Our job is to do everything for our show, including writing, researching, filming, anchoring, and editing the news.
Tonight, you will be a part of something never before done at our school. What you are watching is a live 30-minute episode that's being broadcasted from the OPS Career Center's TV studio.
Throughout tonight's episode, you will meet all the members of the Buffett Advanced Broadcasting Club as they bring you a wide variety of news. Our first story tonight is a look at what our school is all about. Buffett Magnet Middle School is named after Warren Buffett's aunt, who was a great teacher for the OPS district. We are a broadcasting and communication magnet that serves 5th through 8th graders from all over the city. But we wanted to know exactly what makes our school special. BBTV reporter Carly has the story.
At Buffett Magnet Middle School, we know that there are high-performing teachers and students in every classroom. This school has over 1,400 students in 5th through 8th grade and is located in northwest Omaha. We wanted to know what really makes Buffett the home of the Bobcats. We talked to our school principal, staff, and students to find our answer.
I think the best thing about working at Buffett is being part of a community of staff and students who come here to learn every day and to be part of a progressive and dynamic atmosphere. I think we have an atmosphere unique at this middle school that you don't typically find.
My favorite part about Buffett is my coworkers and the students as well. Everyone is very supportive and it's a great learning environment.
Something I like about Buffett is that the teachers give us tips that are going to help us in high school, and it's not always so serious sitting down taking notes, but doing fun, engaging activities that gets everyone involved. And some are for visual learners, some are for taking notes, and it always has to pertain to what we're doing, helps us clarify, and it gives everyone a chance to learn better.
I like Buffett because our staff allows us to stay after school for academic support when we need it. Buffett gives me a chance to be with my friends.
I like Buffett because they give you the chance to do school activities, and I like that because you get to meet new people and make new friends.
Buffett's school vision is to have high-performing teachers and students in every classroom. One teacher that displays this ideal every day is Ms. Rosenberg.
I won the Alice Buffett Outstanding Teacher Award in 2013, and it's a really special award because it's something that you get from nominations from kids and from teachers and from administrators and parents and stuff like that. And so to get an award like that is something that happens once in a career and really touches you as a human being, because as a teacher, you're not out there to try and get credit for doing something awesome or being a really good teacher. You're just there to be the best that you possibly can be for those kids. And so when you get an award where somebody says, hey, you're pretty good at your job, that's like amazing, especially when kids are the ones that nominate you.
There are many things that make the Bobcats the Bobcats. Perhaps the person who knows best is our school principal, Dr. Ortega.
What is Buffett? Buffett is high-performing teachers and students in every classroom. Buffett is the standard of academic excellence. Buffett is a vibrant learning environment where each student can thrive. Buffett is based upon research and best practices. Buffett is the immersion in reading, writing, listening, and speaking opportunities. Buffett is a state-of-the-art facility. Buffett is navy blue and silver. Buffett is home to 1,200 Bobcats. Go Bobcats!
However we look at it, what we know is that Buffett is a great school with great students and teachers. For BBTV, this is Carly Broadhead reporting.
There are many things that make our school special, but the students and teachers at Buffett are always looking for ways to make it even better. Earlier this year, the art department decided our school needed an art display that unified the entire student body. Here's a BBTV reporter, Lily, with the story.
1, 2, 3.
If you have been in the hallway by the nurse's office recently, then you would notice a brand new piece of artwork proudly being displayed. It was revealed after school on Thursday during a special dedication event that students, staff, and parents all attended. Almost all students appreciate the new artwork that brightens the hallway, but few know exactly what went into making this a reality. Art teacher Mrs. Lesser explains that although happy with the end result, there were many challenges along the way.
Plan it out ahead of time enough, but we realized that we couldn't attach all the pieces together and fit it through a doorway. So we had to do all the work on different individual pieces, and then the Sunday before winter break was over, we came in Dr. Ortega opened up the school for us, and we came in and worked for 6 hours attaching the pieces together. And then when you guys were sleeping in on Monday at break, we installed the piece.
Now that the piece of art is up and ready to enjoy, many Bobcats may be curious as to what it represents. During the unveiling party, our teacher, Mrs. Gotch, explained the meaning behind the piece.
What we did was we kind of thought about what helps guide, support, and influence our students. And the 3 things that we came up with was family, community, and school, as Dr. Ortega already stated. So we kind of had this envision of an abstract tree, so you can kind of see. And the 3 trunks are the 3 people that we have standing here, and they represent the family, community, and school. And then holding it up are all these beautiful little tiles that the kids cut out and glazed and decorated, and those are to represent each individual student.
Being Buffett's very first art dedication, the day is one that the staff, students, and community won't forget for a long time. For BBTV, this is Lily reporting.
What time is it now? It's time for tonight's quick quiz.
For tonight's BBTV quick quiz, we want to find out which of the following animals is not found at the Henry Doorly Zoo. Is it A, penguins, B, the ostrich, C, the kangaroo, or D, the lemur? You have 3 seconds. The correct answer is C, the kangaroo. The Henry Doorly Zoo opened in 1894. It is home to over 17,000 animals and 962 different species. However, the kangaroo is not one of them.
Buffett is the home of the bobcats. Although this has served as our school mascot since it opened, very few of our students know much about this animal. That's why I headed out to the Henry Doorly Zoo to interview Lindsay North on what makes this animal special.
Alice Buffett Middle School is known as the home of the bobcats. Since we live in an environment where bobcats typically aren't found, we wanted to find out a little bit more about this animal. We went out to the Henry Doorly Zoo to find out more about the bobcat.
And so all the animals that you'll find here in Sonora are found in the Sonoran Desert in both North America and then down into Central America. They are a smaller cat. They only get up to about 20 pounds, and they're called a bobcat because they actually have a short bob tail. And they're usually buff in colors, and they have tufts on the top of their ears, and they actually have white spots on the back of the ears, and that helps in the wild for a mother that has kittens. They're really active at night. They're more nocturnal, and so at night the kittens can find their mom by seeing that white spot reflected.
Even though these animals may look immensely cute and cuddly, we learned that these animals are the complete opposite of what we may think.
No, we only manage them in protected contact, meaning that we always have a barrier between us. And we really don't hand feed them. We would, if we were doing a training session, we do use tongs. And they look cute and cuddly, but they're not domestic cats.
So next time that you go and visit the Henry Doorly Zoo, head over to the Desert Dome and check out those bobcats. For BBTV News, this has been Isaac Bonner reporting.
Let's take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll show you a cool story about a very popular piece of technology that you might not expect middle school students to appreciate.
Hey guys, I'm Andre with the OPS Career Center, here to tell you about the Knowledge Network's new 24-hour live stream. You've seen TKN on Cox Channels 18 and Digital 109. Now, to access TKN live streaming, go to tknomaha.org. Just click on streaming and you'll have the option to choose TKN 1 or TKN 2. You can stream TKN from your phone, computer, or tablet. You'll see programs produced by OPS, Westside, Metropolitan Community College, Iowa Western Community College, UNO, and Creighton University. Again, to see TKN's new 24-hour live streaming, go to tknomaha.org.
What's harder, advanced or basic questions?
Advanced.
Okay, so an advanced question, can somebody give me an example of an advanced question?
I think an advanced question is, when they ask why, or if they put in how could you apply this certain thing in your life, you have to think about okay, I know the concept of it, but now how can I apply it in my everyday life?
It's not complicated. Leveled assessments ensure rigor.
Your parents on the parent portal?
No.
No. I don't know if they look at it,
No.
but they know it's
They know
there.
it's there?
Yeah.
Alex, your parents are on the portal? So does that parent portal make any difference for you?
Then my mom knows what my grade is if they have it updated.
So your mom can look at the portal and know exactly what your grade is?
And know what I'm missing and stuff.
So if you're missing an assignment, what does your mom do?
Make me do it.
Oh.
It's not complicated. Teachers should update grade books every 2 weeks. Parents can check grades on the Infinite Campus portal. And yes, there's an app for that.
Tonight we've learned a lot about Buffett, but to really understand a school, you have to look at the students.
That's right, and a big part of this is getting to know what some of their interests and hobbies are. We found out that quite a few students share the unique hobby of listening to vinyl records. BBTV reporter Gianna has more on the story.
The vinyls have always made a constant profit in the market of music, but suddenly the vinyls are slowly on the rise. We interviewed experts Jeff Week and Eric Ziegler on why they might be making a comeback.
And there's a certain sound that vinyl makes that's different than digital recordings or CDs or any of those other tapes. It's maybe a truer, more warm sound, and that's what we grew up listening to. Even with the imperfections, those were part of the cool part of the recording.
We also asked what records were the most popular from new releases to older classic vinyls.
With new releases, new vinyl releases, it's probably more like your indie rock and alternative rock are probably the bigger sellers. With used, I would say it's more classic rock, like Boston, Journey, Foreigner, those type of, and then your standard heritage artists like the Beatles, Doors, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix.
Following that, we asked Jeff Week what it was like to own a record player and what it took.
You have to make the commitment, that's number one. But the enjoyment you get out of the larger format of the vinyl, meaning you have a record cover and you have a sleeve usually that has words on it and information. It almost is an experience in itself to kind of sit down and enjoy the music and take maybe a little break and be comfortable and think about what you're listening to as opposed to background music.
This has been Gianna Vendetti and Lily Week, signing off for BBTV.
Good evening, Omaha. I'm Camden.
And I'm Peyton, here to get you up to speed with what's going on in your weather. We hope you're sitting at home on a warm couch because you're currently sitting at only 22 degrees with a chill of 10.
Overnight, the temperatures do drop a bit with a high of only 11 and a bitter low of 5, so maybe ask your parents to kick up the thermostat a bit. As far as getting to school tomorrow morning, make sure you really plan ahead. The high at 7 a.m. is only looking like 6 degrees, so it will be a cold one.
We do have some great news though, because we are moving closer to the weekend. On Friday, it bumps up to 55 degrees, and then check out the upcoming week. The weather must know that OPS is having a spring break because it's coming this week.
It just keeps getting warmer and warmer, as you can expect temperatures well into the 60s. In fact, just take a look at the predicted high for Tuesday. That's right, 67 degrees with a low of only 41.
We'll see if that holds up true, Bobcats, but either way, it's finally starting to look like spring. That's all for the weather today.
Now over to Carly for a very cool story on a historic figure you may have heard of.
Every year during the month of February, the United States celebrates Black History Month. Our very own BBTV reporter, Camden, has a personal connection with one of the most well-known African Americans. His grandfather witnessed firsthand the famous March on Washington with Dr. Martin Luther King. He caught up with Mr. Johnson as he shared some insight on the event.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners
Nearly every history student in America is taught about Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous I Have a Dream speech. Many may be able to recite parts of it, but few could say they experienced it firsthand.
I was asked to go down to Washington with an organization called the National Alliance of Federal Employees to Washington to D.C. To be part of that great march.
No textbook will ever be able to portray what it was like to be in the audience that day. David Johnson explains why he will never forget this monumental day.
It was very, very quiet, and yet there was over 250,000 people, and you could hear a pin drop. I had never heard anyone speak and be able to have the attention of an audience, such as Dr. Martin Luther King did that day.
With the emotion David felt in Washington, it's no surprise that the message he heard was very clear and not easily forgotten.
The most important thing I learned is when he gave his speech, he talked about we should all be brothers, and someday he hoped to see that black children and white children and yellow children and brown children could all go to school together. And he wanted to do everything in a peaceful way, and part of his dream is true today.
For BBTV News, this has been Camden Johnson reporting.
Free at last! Thank God Almighty, we are free at last!
At our school, there are many great students and impressive projects that we could report on. But one project that 8th grader Avery Knob has worked on stands out amongst the rest. After several years of work, she can now officially call herself a published author. BBTV reporter Lily has the story.
Avery Knob is an 8th grader at Buffett Magnet Middle School, and she has accomplished something that not many people, much less 8th graders, can say. She has written and published a book.
The title of my book is The Fateful Events of I'm a Time Traveler.
She tells us about the way she started to write in her early days at Buffett and how her book had came to be.
Well, in about like 5th or 6th grade, I just jotted some stuff down on a notebook. And I came back to the idea later, and I was like, oh, hey, this seems interesting. So I just started kind of rewriting it on my laptop.
Avery tells us about how her main character, Ima, came to life in her head and what inspired her to write the book that has many people impressed.
I just wanted to share the stories and the characters that were going around in my head. I wanted people to know about them and not just have them stuck in my mind. I wanted to share them, but like not make it seem almost silly or childish. I wanted it to be something that was like official.
For any Bobcats watching, Avery's book is available in the library, but don't count on it because lots of people, students and teachers, are checking out her book. Although she says that she isn't planning on becoming a writer when she grows up, you can bet that many fans of hers hope she continues to write more books in the future.
It doesn't really feel any different. I just can think about now that I actually published a book, but I don't really think of me as any different or better or anything, and nothing has really changed in life.
If you're interested in buying this book by a fellow Bobcat, you can buy the ebook on Amazon for $3.99, and you can buy the hardcover for $22.49. Signing off for BBTV, this has been Lily.
We hope you are enjoying our live broadcast of BBTV. We've got more to come right after this quick break. Don't go away.
Hello, welcome to TKN. How may I help you today?
Let me see. What comes with the number 3?
Our number 3 is a friendly 30-minute show that teaches basic English, served with a side of humor that we like to call ICU Learning English.
How often is the number 1 offered?
Oh, that would be our Westside High School newscast put on by the students. I would say it's offered several times a week.
I'm kind of in a sporty mood.
A couple of the things we offer include CSN, where OPS Career Center broadcasting students videotape and announce sports events throughout the school district. Or the newly offered Bluff Sports Zone, put on by Iowa Western Community College.
I'm gonna have to go with the number 5.
Good choice! I'll serve that right up.
Hey guys, I'm Andre with the OPS Career Center, here to tell you about the Knowledge Network's new 24-hour live stream. You've seen TKN on Cox Channels 18 and Digital 109. Now, to access TKN live streaming, go to tknomaha.org. Just click on streaming and you'll have the option to choose TKN 1 or TKN 2. You can stream TKN from your phone, computer, or tablet. You'll see programs produced by OPS, Westside, Metropolitan Community College, Iowa Western Community College, UNO, and Creighton University. Again, to see TKN's new 24-hour live streaming, go to tknomaha.org.
Every day on BBTV, we not only inform students of different news events in their world, we also take a moment to teach students a little history.
We do this once a week on Thursday during a segment we call This Week in History. It's a popular part of our show, so we thought that we would bring it to you tonight.
First up, back on March 1st of 1867, Nebraska officially became a state. This was the 37th state to be added and has given the world many things, including both Arbor Day and Kool-Aid.
Also happening this week in history is the birthday of famous author Dr. Seuss. Born on March 2nd in 1904 as Theodore Seuss, this man is best known for his hit children's books, including Green Eggs and Ham, Hop on Pop, The Cat in the Hat, and many more.
And finally, back on March 3rd of 1923, the well-known magazine known as Time was first published. This magazine, which is published weekly, currently sees around 3 million copies circulated each year.
That's it for This Week in History. Now let's go to Gianna with a great story about an inspirational bobcat.
With more than 1,400 kids, Buffett is full of a wide variety of students. One student who you will see roaming the halls is 6th grader Jaden Moharan. BBTV reporters Caitlin and Ashley explain how this student doesn't let his adversity stop him from having a great outlook on life.
Average teens already have enough to deal with, varying from fighting with friends or homework. However, one student at Buffett Magnet Middle School deals with that and more. 6th grader Jaden Meharon has been partially blind since birth. However, this hasn't kept the smile off his face.
It was like that since I was born. It's like 12 years. I usually use Braille and I use my cane to walk sometimes, unless I'm at home. I usually read Braille textbooks. They're bigger than like the normal print book, because Braille takes up more room in pages. So I need more than one book in like a whole story or textbook.
Because of his disability, Jaden uses Braille and additional materials along with being assigned a visual instructor, Dean Stamp, who can tell you firsthand about Jaden.
With Jaden, I've been working with him for 2 years, and that's the whole time he's been at Buffett. And he's very positive every day. He's excited to come to school. He's an excellent Braille reader, and his materials are all Braille. He gets around to school just fine. In fact, he probably moves faster than I would like him to move around the school. He's very outgoing. He wants to just be like all the rest of the students, and he wants to be involved with what everybody else is doing.
Anyone who's ever met Jaden will tell you what positive person he is, from the smile on his face to his personal attitude. 6th grade reading teacher Miss Tuttle feels that bobcats of all ages can learn a lesson from Jaden.
You know, he is visually impaired, but that does not stop this kid. He has the best sense of humor. He is always happy. He's always positive. And everything that we do, this kiddo does. And if it gets to be where he's like, okay, I'm stuck on something, he'll just be like, Tuttle, Cornette, I'm stuck. Let's get this rolling in another direction. So I love that he also advocates for himself.
For BBTV News, this has been Caitlin reporting.
Finally, tonight, let's take a trip back to the beginning of the year, something that is sure to give you spring fever.
At one of the home football games this year, the Buffett leadership team decided to honor and treat our hardworking teachers with a surprise. Here's BBTV reporter Kelsey with the story.
During a football game, you would expect to see many different things. Of course, there'll be the boys in the football field, coaches coaching, and students cheering, and parents supporting their children. But one thing you wouldn't expect to see is Hy-Vee grilling up some burgers.
We started this tradition last year. This is our second annual staff tailgate. It's a great opportunity for our teachers to come together after working so very hard for our bobcats. We want some time for us as adults to get together, have some fun, watch our kids play some football. Our teachers work so hard. They need a little time off. They need time to build relationships with each other. And this is just a fun thing for us to do for our staff.
While the food was a big bonus, we found out most teachers came out to enjoy the company of other fellow workers and to watch a great game of football.
I've been at a lot of different schools in Texas, and by far this is my favorite school I've ever been at. Buffett is really good about including teachers and everything.
It's cool to be social once in a while, just once in a while.
For BBTV News, I'm Kelsey reporting.
That's all we have for you tonight, Bobcats. We look forward to reporting the news for you again.
From all of us in the Advanced Broadcasting Club, have a fantastic night, Omaha.
Have you ever seen a teacher use an example of student work?
Yes.
What's an example in real life that you could use? Can you think of one?
When my dad made me take out the trash when I was like 5.
How did he give you an example?
He said, well, you have to get all of the trash bins in the house and put it into one and take it outside and not hit the dog with it.
Not hit the dog with it? Are you usually hitting the dog with the trash?
Well, because he did it once when he slung it over his shoulder, he turned around and it whacked her in her head.
And it whacked the dog, so it became something that your family was really concerned about?
Yeah.
The swinging of the trash and hitting the dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she's a little crazy.
She's a little crazy. Well, maybe you should stop hitting her with trash.
Yeah.
It's not complicated. We shouldn't hit the dog with the trash, but we should use examples of student work.
What's harder, advanced or basic questions?
Advanced.
Okay, so an advanced question, can somebody give me an example of an advanced question?
I think an advanced question is, you know, when they ask why, or if they put in how could you apply this certain thing in your life, you have to think about, okay, I know the concept of it, but now how can I apply it in my everyday life?
It's not complicated. Leveled assessments ensure rigor.
Hey guys, I'm Andre with the OPS Career Center, here to tell you about the Knowledge Network's new 24-hour live stream. You've seen TKN on Cox Channels 18 and Digital 109. Now, to access TKN live streaming, go to tknomaha.org. Just click on streaming and you'll have the option to choose TKN 1 or TKN 2. You can stream TKN from your phone, computer, or tablet. You'll see programs produced by OPS, Westside, Metropolitan Community College, Iowa Western Community College, UNO, and Creighton University. Again, to see TKN's new 24-hour live streaming, go to tknomaha.org.